There's this one invention that's the foundation for everything we've ever achieved. And no, it's not the wheel, it's not the printing press, or even the microchip. It's the one that made all of that possible. And I'm betting it's not what you're thinking.
So go on, take a guess. What do you think is the most important invention in all of human history? What pops into your head? Fire, maybe? The internet? I mean, yeah, those are huge, absolutely world-changing. But they're not the first leap. The one we're talking about today, it's way, way older. It's simpler, and honestly, it's way more radical.
See, here's the twist. The story of technology, it doesn't even start with us, not with Homo sapiens. No, it begins millions of years earlier, with a creature that looked a lot more like an ape than a person, and with an idea so powerful it completely rewrote the rules of life on this planet.
All right, let's dive in. Section 1, a spark of stone. And to really get this, we've got to go way back. I'm talking about a journey back in time, to a world that you and I would barely recognize.
Okay, try to picture this. We're in East Africa, almost 3 million years ago. Imagine one of our distant ancestors kneeling by a river. But they're not there for a drink, and they're not looking for something to eat. They're scanning the ground, hunting for a very specific kind of rock.
And then, crack, a single, precise, totally intentional strike. One stone against another, and a sharp little flake of rock flies off. Now that little flake, that's not just a broken rock. That is it. That's the birth of technology. It's the very first time a thinking mind looked at the world and said, I'm going to change you into something useful.
Okay, section 2, the biological stalemate. So you're probably thinking, a sharp rock? Big deal, right? Well, to get why this was so absolutely revolutionary, you have to understand the corner our ancestors were backed into. They were in some serious trouble. Let's be clear, we were not at the top of the food chain, not even close. We had no real weapons, no lion claws, no cheetah speed, no hyena jaws. Biologically speaking, we were completely outgunned. We were just scavengers, kind of lurking in the background, waiting for the real predators to finish up so we could maybe sneak in and grab some scraps.
So what was our answer? Well, archaeologists call it the Oldowan Toolkit, which is a fancy name for these simple flaked stones. But what they really were was a game changer. They gave us something that millions of years of evolution hadn't, a sharp, cutting edge. It was like an external claw. And just like that, we were in the game.
This gave us a massive, immediate advantage. I mean, sure, we could slice through animal hides, which was great, but the real secret weapon? We could smash open bones. And inside the bones, marrow. This incredibly fatty, high-energy food that pretty much no one else could access. It was like we'd discovered a secret, all-you-can-eat calorie buffet.
All right, section 3 is where it gets really wild. It's called an external stomach, because getting more food was just the start. The really crazy part, the thing that changed everything, happened inside our own bodies. It was this incredible biological trade-off.
And yeah, this is where the story just flips everything we think we know about intelligence completely upside down. We have this idea that first we got smart, and then we invented tools. But what if it was the other way around? What if the tools made us smart? There's a scientific idea for this. It's called the expensive tissue hypothesis. And it's pretty simple when you break it down. Think of your body's energy budget. 2 of your organs are total energy hogs, your brain and your gut. They're incredibly expensive to run, so your body just can't afford to have a giant version of both. It has to make a choice. So here's the trade-off. Before tools, we ate a lot of tough, raw plants. And to digest that stuff, you need a really big, long gut, which uses up tons of energy. But then we start using these stone tools to cut meat and crack open bones. We're basically doing the first part of digestion outside our bodies. Our hands are doing the work our guts used to do. So what happens? Our guts don't have to be so big anymore. They start to shrink. And all that energy that was going to digestion, it's suddenly free. And our bodies found a new place to send all that surplus fuel. You guessed it, straight to the brain. So when you think about it, that simple stone tool was literally our first external organ. It was like an external stomach. And by changing how we ate on the outside, we kick-started a total revolution on the inside. We rewired ourselves. And that's what paved the way for the big, powerful brains we have today. Okay, section 4, the Great Separation. Because this moment, this biological pivot, it sent us down a completely different path from every other animal on Earth. I mean, just think about it. For literally billions of years, life had one basic rule. Your body adapts to the world. If the world gets colder, you evolve thicker fur over thousands of generations. But we just quit that game. We started playing by a new set of rules. If it gets cold, we don't wait to evolve. We use a tool, skin an animal, and wear its fur. We stopped waiting for evolution to change us. We started changing the world to suit us.
And to do that, you need a whole new way of thinking. Scientists call it proleptic thought, which is just a fancy way of saying you can think about the future. You can imagine a need that doesn't exist yet. See, most animals live completely in the now. They just react. But that early human who picked up a really good, sharp rock and carried it for miles, just in case they found something to eat later, that's different. That person has taken a step out of the present and into the future. They've started to think about tomorrow.
Which brings us to our last section, the logic of invention. Because this is where we connect that ancient riverbank 3 million years ago to you, right here, right now. Believe it or not, the logic that sparked into existence in that moment, it's the very same logic that runs our world today. I know. It's easy to look back and feel like it's just a rock, right? How can that connect to my life? But you have to understand, that one rock holds the DNA of everything that came after. It's the seed from which our entire world grew. Because even though our tech now is so complex, we can barely understand it, the basic idea behind it all, the core logic, it hasn't changed one bit. Think about it. That sharp stone flake, it was an extension of our hands, letting us cut things our fingernails couldn't. Your smartphone, it's an extension of your voice and your mind, letting you talk to someone across the planet. The stone tool let you crack a bone your teeth couldn't handle. Your phone lets you access more information than your brain could ever hope to store. They're the same thing. They're both physical tools we built to get around our biological limits. And really, that's the whole story right there. Our entire civilization, every single thing we've ever made, it's all just part of this one massive, multi-million-year-old project. It is the story of the only species on Earth that looked at the body it was born with and said, nope, not good enough. A species that decided our biology wasn't our destiny. And that entire incredible journey, it all started with a single calculated spark of stone on stone.